Welcome back. In this particular video, we'll be doing incremental data load using Synapse. Incremental data load is important, very important when we're talking about dealing with a larger data set. We want to incremental data to load only, delta data to load. So for that, in this demo, what I'm going to do is basically I will be popping through the Synapse Studio. And I'll be creating a couple of table, one regular table, and I'll insert some values, and also I'll create the watermark table and insert that value. And I will be creating a couple of link service to connect those SQL tables in tables. Also, we'll be creating a performing this data sets and things like that. So I'll be doing that once this SQL part. That is the SQL part, and then we'll be creating the pipeline. Once we create the pipeline, we'll run that pipeline and monitor that pipeline and review the result at first. Then after, we'll add the data into the source, and we rerun that pipeline again and monitor the result back and review that result. So basically, when we add the result in source, whenever we run the pipeline again, the incremental data need to be loaded into the destination. So we will watch that work there. So in order to do that, we'll be doing a small activity here. We'll be doing old watermark activity, new watermark activity, incremental copy data activity, and step procedure to update that watermark table activity. So we'll be doing these steps on our Synapse to the delta load. So I'm gonna open for that. I'm gonna open my Azure. So I'm gonna show you in this folder. I have in this data folder, basically data storage. If I open my container, in this container I have files folder. Within files folder I have input folder, and I do not have anything for input folder. And then if I go to an output folder, I have input folder and output folder. I do not have any file. So expected result, my output will be in this output folder at the end. So that is how I'm gonna configure. So if any data change in SQL, we will be having those change in this output folder. That is what we are going to do. So this is what storage account that I saw, and I will be, let me quickly create a couple of table that is performing so let me create one data source table. Let me call that as a data source. This is Azure Synapse dedicated SQL pool. So I'm going to create this data source table here. The source table created with a person ID, name, and last modified date. Person ID, name, and last modified date, right? Okay. So I'm going to insert a couple of data, like 5 records, into that table. So and this insert into data source, person ID, name, and last modified date, right? So I'm inserting a couple of records on that table. Couldn't find this procedure. Let me run that again. Let me do this actually. Let me see the result. I think I have done select star from how many record inserted. I should be expected 5 result here, 5 record. If there's more, I'm gonna delete them for now. Yeah. So I'm gonna let me truncate that. Truncate table, and then reload this table again. Reload this data. Let me verify if I have the 5 record in this table. Select star from. Okay, I have this data. Now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna create a watermark table. So it's gonna this table is very important table for delta data load. So I'm gonna create the watermark table, and this table have a table name in watermark value. So watermark value is nothing but the date on the last modified date, basically, right? So I'm gonna insert one initial value with this table, and then initial value I just did 1/1/2010. If I select this table now. If I select this table, I have one result. This is what I have right now. Okay, so what we are going to do here is basically, so I'm going to create the pipeline and once we run the pipeline, so basically in the next every time if you make any change in this table, any value change in this table, incremental load will happen, right? So that's our the main goal. So in order to do that, like I said, I will have the start procedure as well. So let me create that start procedure. Let me open this new window, a new window here. And then I have the script for the start procedure. Then let me paste here. Copy and paste. So this step procedure basically is called the USB write watermark step procedure, and it will passing the last modified date and table name as a parameter. So basically we will be updating this step procedure and update the watermark value for that particular table. So I'm going to create this step procedure. Okay, all the SQL part is completed. Let me create or alter. Looks like I have that already. Then run. This looks like it does not like create or alter. I'm going to do alter proc. Okay, so it's completed, right? The next, I have the Synapse open here, Synapse Studio open. So I'm gonna start building. So this is my Synapse. So I'm gonna building the pipeline. So in order to build the pipeline, I'm gonna click this integration tab, and then click on plus and click on pipeline. I'm gonna give the pipeline name is incremental copy pipeline. So for that, I will be having two lookup activity. So these watermark will be looking up this old watermark and new watermark, right? So I'm going to search the lookup. I'm going to bring this lookup, and then what I'm going to do, I'm going to use this lookup name is our old watermark activity, where the existing older record will keep in the old record in this activity. We will also have the another lookup, and we will keep the new watermark activity there. So we'll be having two lookup, right? So I rename this one. I'm going to go to the setting, and then per the new setting, I will be creating, since my table is an dedicated SQL pool, I'm going to choose my source as a dedicated SQL pool. I'm going to select the dedicated SQL pool, and I'm going to name is my let's see, old watermark from dedicated SQL. Let me name just like that. And then for SQL pool, I'm going to choose the server name right here, and then I will be selecting the table name. So for table name, I will be selecting the watermark, and I will click on OK. Old watermark from dedicated SQL pool is selected here. And that's pretty much that I need to do there. And then I also need to have the another lookup for the new watermark. Let me bring the new watermark. I'm gonna name as a new watermark activity for this. And I'll be doing the same kind of configuration here as well. So what I need to do here is I'm going to click on setting. I'm going to create the new one, and I will be doing connecting from the same dedicated SQL pool. And I'm going to name that is my new watermark dedicated SQL. And I'm going to choose my SQL. I'm going to load my table. But the table right now is my new table is data source. So this is the different, right? Earlier we're picking from watermark, and now we'll be picking from data source table. So I'm going to click there. Okay. So this data source is completed. The only thing now what I need to do is I need to write one quick query here, so I can generate that query from here. So I have to do select star from data source, and I want to get the max load modified date. So I have that query ready here. I'm going to paste here. Select max modified date from this table. This will be my new watermark. Okay, this is my new watermark. Now, what I need to do is I need to combine this old watermark and new watermark and perform incremental copy activity. So I'm gonna bring the copy activity right here, and then I will be joining these two combined together, and I'm gonna give this copy activity name is incremental copy activity. And what I need to do is I have to configure the source and sync. For the source, so I'm gonna go here, and I have a couple of source. I'm gonna create a new one. Actually, the source will be our source database. So dedicated. So I think I have dedicated SQL pool, the old one, right? So old is our source. Let me see which one. Old watermark from the dedicated SQL pool is our source. So now, since this is already a created dataset, what what I need to do is I need to give the query here and to create the give the query. So this query will, I have to generate the one quick query. What will need to be happen here is I have to see select star from the data source table where last modified date. We have to compare with the old watermark versus new watermark. I have actually query script ready here. Let me copy that and then paste in here. So basically, what is doing here is we are incrementing. We are doing the incremental load only where select star from this table, right? Source table where last modified date greater than our old watermark and less than or equals to new watermark. So this is our logic, the important logic, right? So so I have to select that as query. Now I have to go to the sync. Sync. I will be so like I said, I will be performing my sync in output folder right here, the result set. So we can have anywhere. So for that, I am gonna create a new, and then I will be generating data lake gen2 as my sync, and then this is going to be the text, my output file. Delta output files, right? So for link server, I'm going to choose this, and then I'm going to choose the path, the output folder, and click on OK. And we have to parameterize that output folder quickly. So in this, I'm going to click OK here. And then I'm going to open this dataset, and in order to give the parameter, so I just need to open that link server, and I will be giving file path, right? Like I will be doing. I have one quick script here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have star concat incremental. So this is what the file name is going to be, and pipeline name, run ID, and that's CSV. This is what file name will be providing. This is how the file will be creating, right? File name. So I'm gonna click OK. In this output folder, this type of file will be creating. So this is what we parameterize. Once this is done, I'm going to go back to my pipeline, and let me actually publish this as of now. See if there is any issue. Publishing is saving, right? So if I close it somehow, and I can come back and resume my work. So my publishing is still processing, but it's going to publish anyway. There is no error. The last step. So you perform a sync as well. Sync, we configure the sync. The next, last step is we'll be doing store procedure activity. So store procedure to update the watermark table, right? So proc store procedure. I'm going to bring that store procedure here, and then run this, join this store procedure. And then I'm going to configure this store procedure as let me give the name for store procedure like store procedure to write the watermark activity here, and then I have to go to the setting, and the link server, this will be our link server, Azure this, and then for DB name I have to give the database name, so it's going to write update that particular restore procedure. So if I go here, I'm going to bring this server name. So let me copy this server name. This is a dedicated SQL pool server name. So I'm going to bring that server name here and paste in here. Okay. And once I have the store procedure ready, I'm going to refresh this, and I should be able to see the store procedure here, Watermark store procedure USB, right, with this store procedure. So this is how we linked. And since this store procedure have the parameter, like if you remember, we created the parameter store procedure, right? So parameter is last modified date and table name. So we have to configure that parameter. In order to configure that parameter, we go here for store procedure parameter. We will be importing the parameter by clicking that import. So there is a detected two parameter there. So basically we will give the value for those two parameter. So the value for this parameter is going to be date time, last modified date, and we can generate this is watermark activities. First row will be last modified date, and then for table name, we will giving first row as a table name, the table name for old watermark activity table name. So basically I will be giving this passing this value and the parameter value. We have done that, right? I keep those. So I think this is all I need. So we configured lookup activity, copy data, and restore procedure activity. So I can validate this change. The pipeline has been validated. Now what I can do is let me go here, and then let me come back to this script. Let me run this script source data. We have only 5 result here, right? And then if I go to the watermark, this is what we have originally 10, and I still have, there is nothing in output folder. Once I run this pipeline, like if I trigger now, okay, before I trigger, if I just hit trigger, it's not gonna trigger because we have to publish this first. So I'm gonna click on publish. Right, it probably take a few seconds or a minute for publish. Publish has been completed. Now I can add the trigger. Right, trigger now. Is running. To see the status of running is status, I can go to the notification here, as well as I can go to the monitor section here, monitor, and I can is already detected, and I can click there. Sounds like our pipeline is just completed. Right. So now successfully completed. Now what I can do is I can refresh this output folder. In file, let me refresh this. My output folder. So you see the output file is here. It's just created at 16 p.m. Okay, if I want to see this data, I should have this 5 record. Let me go to here. I'm going to close this. Right click and edit and view. This will have our all data, 1 to 5 records. This looks good. And also if I go and see the watermark, I think watermark has been updated from 10 to other value, like yeah, 17905. So this is the max watermark from this table as of now. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a couple of more records into that table. Let's say I'm going to insert on that source table. Let me insert this many 2 records, like as a new data, 6 and 7, and then let me have 24 is date, and then run it. Result executed probably. Let me see if that's inserted. Run this. 7 and 8, yes. Now I have the 7 record, right? 6 and 7 8. I can order by person ID, but I have seen those. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the pipeline, and then I'm going to go to integrates on here, and then I will be rerunning this pipeline again. I updated the source table, and then I'm going to run the pipeline. Now, like first time it's loaded all the files, all the data, like five records. Now I'm expecting to see only 2 records. Go to the monitor, open this one. Looks like it's completed again. Till 11. Let me see. Rerun. Refresh. So, let me did that really complete it? Okay, run success from here as well. If I run the monitor and then refresh this. Okay, this is really completed. It seems like I ran multiple time here. 19, right? Incremental load. Okay. Okay. Now I will be expecting more file here. Let me refresh here. So now is created another file. If I open this file, which one is the latest? 19. This one is latest. I should see only two record that I have. Yeah, these two record was in loaded in incremental file. Right. Yeah. So if I go back and see my watermark now and run this, my watermark should update it to 2024. 917, right? This updated file updated as well. So basically what that mean was, and this is how the incremental load can be performed through Azure Synapse Studio. It's very small demo, but this is going to be very useful. That will conclude the incremental data load from Azure Synapse Analytics and demo. Thank you so much for your time. Bye for now.